I shoot this video, it has been, I think I have to move out of the sun a little bit. It's been 3 days since I said goodbye to my home in California. Left the house behind and drove to New Mexico, which is where I am now. You can see behind me different scenery. You can probably hear the coyotes barking because they are also barking. Anyway, I have a tendency not to say goodbye. And I'm sorry, I don't have my tripod yet. I have a tendency not to say goodbye. I don't like goodbyes. I don't know whether it's because my father died when I was 7 suddenly and I didn't get to say goodbye to him and he didn't get to say goodbye to me. I don't know if that's part of what makes me not like goodbyes. Maybe it's just because goodbyes are painful and we all want to avoid pain if we can, right? So in any case, if you don't say goodbye, if you don't, do that on leave taking, then what happens is you don't actually experience all the emotions that go with that. And when you stuff those emotions and you don't allow yourself to feel them, you actually stop yourself from living fully. In order to live fully, you have to experience everything and not create blockages in your emotional or physical or energetic being. So I tend to be an avoider. I avoid saying goodbye. And that gets my energy stuck and leaves me with regrets. I feel lousy about myself. Makes it hard to see those people later who you didn't say goodbye to properly. But I do tend to slink away into the future without them, into the darkness, right? And not actually say my goodbyes. But it does definitely make me feel regret. Afterwards, makes me feel badly about myself. When I run into those people again, I feel badly that I didn't say goodbye to them, so there's some guilt associated with it. Keeps me also stuck in the past because, see, when you don't complete relationships, like the incomplete relationship with my father, then that stays with you, and you struggle to move forward into the future because you keep thinking about that incomplete from the past. And I often talk about incomplete relationships, that we have to complete them because otherwise they hold us, they hold us back. They keep us in the past, thinking about the past, and we can't move into the future. So we need to complete relationships. And sometimes saying goodbye is that completion. Also, it takes courage to say goodbye. It really does. We all want to avoid pain, like I said, and difficult conversations. But you are going to feel badly if you don't take that bold action and say goodbye to people when you're leaving. Or when they die. It's another thing. Some people don't like to grieve. They don't want to say goodbye to people who have passed. As I said, for me, I also end up feeling guilty because I haven't said goodbye. Pain and sorrow, like sorry, I have some notes, they're dropping on the floor. I am without all my normal tools here, so bear with me. Yeah, so for me, there's a lot of sorrow that goes with leave taking, and that probably goes back to my father. But I know that even leaving my house in California, it took me several days till I could work up the courage to actually feel the pain and sorrow and grief of leaving a home that I'd lived in 17 years and where my kids had spent their formative years, or, well, maybe, I guess they were formative years, from like middle school on. But it's a good thing to feel it. That's why, we're in the Jewish tradition, you're given 7 days after somebody dies to just do nothing but grieve, because we need to feel those emotions. We need to feel all the feels. But at least myself, and I think some other people that I've spoken to, we tend to avoid feeling the pain of sorrow and grief. But it's important to do that, to feel all the feels so that it doesn't, otherwise you're stuffing your emotions and they're getting stuck in your body and in your energetic field, and that's going to cause blocks and cause illness and all kinds of things. Now, one of the things I had a friend, she said to me, Nina, when you say goodbye to the house, be sure that you think about remember the joyful, happy times in the house, the good times, not just the bad. And that is super important, to not just focus on pain when you're saying goodbye or things you didn't like. I think about funerals, and people go to funerals or to the event after the funeral, and they talk about all the things they remember about a person. They tell funny stories and touching stories and remember the person's positive character. That's a really great way to complete a relationship with someone and say goodbye, is to think about the good things. I went through the whole house and I thought about some of the bad stuff, but also the good stuff, and remembered how this house had nurtured all of us to a great extent. So I looked for the joy. I tried to look for the memories of joy and fulfillment and happiness and love in that house. The other thing is that we grow through all these experiences. So when you have to say goodbye to someone, that is an experience that allows you to grow, especially if you're uncomfortable saying goodbye. You have to step into that. And also, I wrote recently about clearing clutter to allow in something new, and saying goodbye is similar. When you say goodbye to people, you actually allow in new people and new situations and new experiences, and so it is also an opportunity to kind of clear out clutter. Say goodbye to the relationships from your past. You may be still in touch with those people. Who knows? Maybe they're people you don't like and you want them out of your life anyway. But when you say goodbye and you kind of close the door on something or a relationship, you open yourself. You open the door to new relationships, ones that might be, might serve you better. Also, I kind of see it as a rite of passage. I don't know, there comes a point when you have to say goodbye and move on, right? And you have to look forward. And it's a growth experience. A rite of passage is a demarcation in time of something important. And so see it as that. See it as you marking the time, saying, I'm concluding something, I'm completing it, and I'm moving on into the future. And all these ways of looking at it have helped me considerably. The rite of passage and that sorrow is healthy, and that I want to complete what's incomplete. And I did. I went to, not everyone, but I met with my rabbi and saw my doctors and saw a few friends and did say goodbye. And that's unusual for me. So I can tell you that I did do it this way this time. I did take the time to, and I was courageous and took the time to say goodbye. And I feel better about that. So where are you not saying goodbye? Where do you need to say goodbye to somebody? When have you slunk off into the darkness without saying goodbye and then felt guilty about it and bad about yourself? So, and where do you need to be bold right now and say goodbye? So leave me a comment. Let me know down below. Let me know what you think about this topic. And let me know if I'm the only one who doesn't like goodbye. But I did do it. I did do it, and I feel much better about that. So, my goodbye to my home gave me the opportunity to say hello to my new home. I'm sure you'll see more pictures of it, especially when I'm set up with all my equipment. In any case, that's it for today. I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I help people get from where they are to where they want to go without letting themselves get in the way. I love helping people combine their passion and purpose so that they're getting inspired and getting inspired results. I'm a certified high performance coach, an author coach, an inspired results coach. And if you are interested in personal and spiritual growth, you could check out the Inspired Creator Community. The link is above, or just reach out and contact me, and I'll let you know how, what services I have. You can tell me how you'd like support, and we'll see if we're a good fit. So that's it for today. Until next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.